Hey everyone, Unexceptional Rounder here, and I just wanted to uh, do a live stream today. I don't really have uh, any guests or anything to bring on like a show, so I just sort of figured I'd play some poker. I'm gonna try to six table, and play for at least an hour, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I haven't been playing lately because I've been excuse me, still kind of getting over some ongoing, just like really bad allergies. As some of you know, I'm living over in Japan right now, so I am just my immune system is not used to the different allergens over here, and spring has just been kicking my ass all over the place. Mowing the lawn is pretty much committing suicide for me right now. So yeah, hire like a 12-year-old kid to do it. Like, hopefully he makes it. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna make it or not, but at least it won't be me, right? So yeah. Anyway, I'll apologize ahead of time if I'm a little bit out of it, or um, cough, sniff, whatever. Not
Any
not
guests or anything to
100%.
bring on like a show, so I just
And yeah, we'll just see where it goes from there. I'm trying to get these six tables all up, but I didn't want to have just a bunch of heads up games going because I would be pretty overwhelmed. So, despite the fact that I haven't been playing a ton, I've still been watching videos, still been working on articles and stuff for my website, kind of quietly and things like that. But I just haven't sat down and played. It's not a great idea to play poker when you're sick. You just don't play as well. You don't focus as well. So I've been trying to kind of, I don't know, take a break, take a little time away. As you can see, my Juicy Stakes account is up and working. Got Hold'em Manager running. So yeah, that problem is resolved. Didn't lose any money, thankfully. And interesting. I'm trying to kind of. I haven't actually logged on to Juicy Stakes in a while and looked at the game, so trying to see kind of what the games look like, as far as how tight people are playing and things like that. So it looks like we got all five games going except for, you know, except for one, and hopefully we get some kind of interesting situations. I don't really want to play heads up for too long, so if this table doesn't start to fill up, I will I'll close it down and wait for a game that's gonna work. Um, yeah, I'll just go ahead and bet here with the King 9. There's definitely something that, something to be said for checking occasionally in spots like that. I don't know if, I don't know if that's one of them, but, you got a weak hand. It's not like you want to bet three streets with King 9. And so, checking the flop for pot control can be pretty good because, it widens the range. It widens your checking range a little bit. One thing that I've found with the aggressive style that I've been playing is it it makes your checking and calling ranges very, very weak. And so to avoid that, you can kind of check back some of your medium strength made hands occasionally just to, make it so your checking range has a little bit more value in it. It's a little more balanced. Obviously, once somebody checks twice here, just go ahead and bet the King's a fine card to bet on the turn. And if he calls here, I'd probably maybe consider betting the river. But after he checks twice, I mean, there's just not much he can have. And I'm just scanning real quick. Looks like there is a... nope, that game is full. Just trying to find a game with 5 people in it. See if this one's got a seat open. Nope. So, yeah, I apologize for not putting any videos out in a while. Like I said, I just kind of took a little break from poker. I was pretty irritated about the whole having my Juicy Stakes account shut down. And Yeah, that was kind of irritating. But I've been, the one nice thing is I didn't go out on some huge losing session. When I pulled up Hold'em Manager, and I hit, active session, it just pulls up the last active session you played, or the last session you played, and it was, I was up $80, and it was during a live stream, so I can't, I can't be too upset about that. It's kind of a big isolation raise. This might be a little nitty. I don't know anything about the guy, obviously, but I'm just gonna go ahead and fold. It's one kind of thing, like you take a month or 3 weeks. I don't know how long I took off, but take a little time off, come back, you don't have hands on anyone. I mean, these player pools clearly have rotated out a lot. Still working on getting a Bovada account set up, but it's just tough. Like, only being able to 4 table is kind of one factor, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff. This guy's really short on table 1. Sorry, I'll try to identify the tables I'm talking about a little better. Alright, so flop a set. We should probably bet this. And I'm just going to close this table out because clearly there's not going to be a lot of action there. Move these icons off the screen so you guys can't see them. That's just not a good, not a very good card on table 3, we'll call that. Man, this is gross. Oh well. Oops. Yeah, I forget what all my bet sizing is supposed to be. Alright, let me get... Ooh. Games are getting a little busy. Where's the lobby? There it is. That's pretty strong flop for my range. So just an insta-muck. I'll raise here also. Sorry, I'm being a little lazy about my bet sizing, but I don't think it's... I really don't think pre-flop bet sizing is like a huge deal for the most part. I understand it does affect the final pot size quite a bit, but you don't know how big you want the pot size to be pre-flop, so it's not as big a deal as I think people make it out to be. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't really know much about this game. Let's see if we can get on this tables. Oh, wait. I think we're already on it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to be kind of like clearing my throat and stuff a lot, which, as some of you know, I hate it when like audio and sounds and stuff are bad, but I thought it would be better to put out a video than put it off for another week. So now we have top set, which is better than bottom set on a on a flushed board. Put in 650 here. 6 and 6 is 12. Gonna have about $20 in. He's gonna have 20 behind. I'll just make it like 7. That way it's a little bit easier shove on the river. Pretty strong bet on the turn though. And then we set ourselves up here so you can see he's got 1980. It's a $22 pot. So I can either hit pot and bet like that, or I can just go all in. I'll just go all in because it's the same thing, and I don't really want to try to play any like mental games as far as that goes. It's still a pretty big river bet, but he called. Oh wow, that's annoying. So he turned the bottom end of the straight on the turn. So tough break. We'll just check that back. He seemed a little unsure about his the bottom end of his straight, which is interesting. I would have been pretty confident with that. But I think that's, that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way I played it. Trying to, sorry, I'm trying to drink water and stuff to not be gross, because that is not my goal. Wow, this guy's super tight, but I'll call. I'll just fold here to the min raise. And then continuation bet here with the sevens. I'll try to mute the mic when I need to clear my throat and stuff. Let me kind of adjust it so I can get to the mute button easily. And also, hopefully my volume's okay. Let me know if there's any issues with volume or anything like that. Oh, I should probably edit my channel a little bit here, so that I maybe get a couple more people on here potentially. That's interesting. Oh shoot, are you guys hearing those beeps? Darn it. Let me fix that. That is not... okay, no more beeps. There we go. It's kind of a weird spot. I could probably bet there on the 4-7-4. And I just sat out on a suit. So 6 tabling and streaming is a little busy, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. Go ahead and get back in the Magic the Gathering channel. And I think I'm going to try and post this on YouTube also. So if, you just, I don't know how many people are on here, but if you just catch the middle or end of it, no big deal. It'll be available on YouTube tomorrow or Monday. And then I don't want to promise anything, but I may have a very basic classroom video coming out this week as part of the videos I'm trying to make right now that I probably should have made earlier on in the progression of this whole YouTube channel and coaching thing. So for most people, they're probably going to be a little bit too basic, but I think they're important to have for completeness of, the training. Jack 7 suited, yeah, we can go ahead and raise, and pretty good flop here. We could check behind or we could bet. This guy doesn't have any money, so I guess we'll just check behind and just call if we hit, or bet if we hit. That's pretty easy. Wow, we are drawing. Wow. Wait, did we win? Oh, okay. For some reason I thought he had us out kicked. Darn it, I keep sitting out. I'm sorry. All right, focusing only on poker now, so I can stop sitting out of games. I'm just gonna try to play, and I'll really just comment on the interesting hands that happen. I forgot all about 3-betting. Forgot that was an option. Not a great spot to continue. feel like 3-betting out of position is something that gets me in trouble a fair amount. So if I had to put him on a hand, I would guess that he has, well, I was going to say I'm guessing he has kind of a weak queen, but now I'm guessing he has a decent queen. It's also like King Jack. Obviously got there with the straight, so not a huge deal. What am I doing here? What do you 4x under the gun? Is that how much I raise? So I don't think that ace-8 hand was anything particularly well played. I think the other big hand I lost earlier in the session was fine. Sets are generally good. And then, I had bottom set and lost, and then this guy re-raised. But that's fine, sixes, we've got odds to call here, obviously. So I lost with 2 different sets, which is unfortunate, but that ace-8 play I don't think was great. I mean, the 3-bet was okay, but I don't know. It's probably not a huge mistake either way. So that's kind of important to realize. We can 3-bet with the queen jack offsuit. That's fine. It's good enough. So about 20 minutes into the session and not going particularly well, but nothing terribly interesting as far as interesting spots or good or bad plays. I think it's all kind of standard. Except for maybe that ace-8 hand. We'll just let go of the 8-9. One thing that's good about playing 6 tables, aside from the obvious, which is, rake back and things like that, is that it, if you have like a problem playing too many hands, it certainly helps. Like if you're, trying to open up your game, then it's not that great. But I think that, again, this may sound kind of obvious, but multi-tabling at, low stakes is obviously going to be safer than at like higher stakes, because you can, at a lot of like micro stakes games, you can really just play tight and win money and not people aren't going to be as challenging. They aren't going to be putting you as much pressure on you, so it should be easier. At the same time, if you like really want to maximize your win rate, there's a lot of vast. So I got 2 callers on the flop, and I've got a jack-high flush draw. I don't think that this is a great spot to double barrel into 2 players. On table 3, that is. And deuces, we can go ahead and open. $1.50, I should probably call. It's kind of glad that the flush didn't, come in a way, because it certainly simplifies playing the hand. And this is the problem with deuces is, it's just, they're just tough to play when you have to see a flop and you don't hit a set. It's, you're just never in a really great spot. Oh, I didn't even see what the guy ended up with. Did it show it yet? This guy bets $1 here, a couple on the turn. Really dry flop though. It's not like, I would say if it was like kind of a little bit more of a wet flop, it might be a good idea to raise, but That's a real dry flop. I don't see a lot of value in raising that. And you should put it all in on the river here. Hopefully he doesn't have an 8, but if he does, oh well. I'm not folding. That's a very strange and suspicious bet size. I guess I can just call because I guess he'll call no matter what. I mean, if he has a queen, he'll call. If he has an 8, he'll call. But I'm a little worried about an 8, so I'm just going to call. Alright, that's fine. I really don't think that's that big a deal. He obviously would have called a raise with the queen, but I don't know. Maybe I should have just gotten the last dollar. But so kind of try to fold some hands, and I'll answer a question in the chat. Nap Daddy asked for a consistent hourly win rate, which is better, sit and goes or cash games. And I used to do a lot of analysis on this type of stuff, which for the most part is a big waste of time. But I don't know. I like that kind of stuff. I like playing with Excel sometimes and trying to figure out win rates and what the optimal number of tables to play is and stuff like that. But to answer the question, obviously, there's a few kind of okay, yeah, no shit answers, which is it depends what you're better at. It depends on which stake. Assuming the same kind of bankroll requirements, I think for sit and goes, we'll say nine-man sit and goes, you want probably 15 to 20 buy-ins to be pretty safe. Cash games, typically people say you want 30 buy-ins, something like that, if you're a non-pro. So assuming kind of same bankroll requirements and things like that, I want to say you make more rake back playing sit and goes in general. You can grind a bunch of sit and goes, and the rake is kind of expensive. So because the rake is expensive, you get a little bit more rake back. I'll also say sit and goes in general from, the last time I played them tend to be a little bit softer. The games are, a little bit easier to beat. And so because of that, well, this is embarrassing. 2 into 11, I guess I call with the deuce. King Jack, I wanted to play that. So this guy wins that pot and then leaves. Yeah, so I don't know. To answer the question, I think that consistency is probably more cash games. I think sit and goes, you can have really nasty swings. So I don't know. If you're looking for consistency, probably cash games. Hourly, it's really just, it really just depends on what you're good at. And then rake back maybe is more towards sit and goes. Also, the nice thing about kind of comparing the two, one of the things that I like and draws me to cash games is the ability to pick it up and put it down. If you fire up a cash game and then something happens and someone's like, oh hey, we have to go do, if you're a part-time player like I am, then the reason cash games are really nice is because you don't have to stress out about pay, say you're paying, you get up to the point where you're playing $50 sit and goes and you register for one and then something comes up and you have to go. Or, whatever. I don't have a great internet connection. My internet goes out. Now and you're in 9 $50 sit and goes, which is kind of, what you might be playing at once. Then that can be really frustrating. So I don't know. There's tons and tons of things to think about when, kind of deciding what you're going to play. I will mention that another kind of important thing is which you enjoy playing more. Because some people like sit and goes because, you have kind of a big first place prize and things like that. And some people like cash games better. It just all depends. Does that does that answer your question at all? I know it's kind of annoying. Like you just want a answer, like which one do you make more in? But the truth is that some people are going to make more money in sit and goes, and they will be losing players in cash games, and vice versa. I will say that I think sit and goes are easier to learn and understand, like faster. I think that you can become a winner in sit and goes more easily than you can in cash games. So, throw that out there, I guess. So we got a gut shot and an overcard here. 2 players in the pot. Pretty small pot, but only way we're ever going to win this probably is by betting this flop or hitting on the turn. So I'll just go ahead and bet and fold to the raise. After I actually play this session, I may rewatch it myself, or in a couple parts as a video or something, because I'm sure there's just tons of mistakes I'm making from being away from the game for a while. Not only that, but I'm away from the game, and then I jumped on 6 tables and live streamed, which is fine because that's what